Okay, let's jump over to Titans now. Titan's Ramparts was last adjusted to account for its problematic dominance in PvP that came at the cost of its value across the game. In the current sandbox, we found that many of its downsides can be removed safely in PvE, even with the small buff that gives it PvP, without introducing those toxic play patterns. I didn't realize Titan's Ramps was that strong in PvP. This is interesting to me. Removed several downsides applied by Assault Barricade to bring it in line with base Towering Barricade behavior. Cumulatively, these changes result in a Towering Barricade you can shoot through with no other downsides, while Titans is equipped. In PvE, see below. Increased barricade health from 400 to 500. Okay. That's really good. No longer increases barricade cooldown. That's amazing. I like that. No longer decreases barricade duration. Wow. This is 3 buffs in a row. Okay. All right. Further increased damage dealt to Titan's barricades by Guardians from 125% to 160%. Okay, so that's a nerf for PvP. This results in near identical effective barricade health in PvP, about 2.5% less after these changes. Okay. Well, I like these changes. I never used this exotic weapon. I mean, exotic armor piece. But if it gives you these buffs to the barricade, maybe I'll start trying it out. Yeah, why not? Actually gives me a reason to try it out, see if it works for any builds or some new builds that I can come up with. So I like that. Okay. Number 2, Eternal Warrior. We want Eternal Warrior to be an appealing option in both PvP and PvE for players interested in building into Fists of Havoc. Okay. We're giving it increased super duration on Final Blow. Okay. A nostalgic effect for longtime players that is thematically aligned with the exotic. Final blows with Fist of Havoc now grant an extended super duration. Fist of Havoc is the arc super, right? That lets you just kind of like jump and slam on the ground. And I think it actually releases lightning that blinds? Yeah, that blinds enemies in a certain AoE around you. Okay, so now every time you get a kill, it extends the super duration. Well, that's good. Plus it's a roaming super, so it already comes up pretty quickly as is. That's a pretty good buff. I wonder how much it extends the duration. Are we just talking like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, something small like that? Either way, I want to try this out just because you now get longer durations on it. Okay, Ursa Furioso. Our recent changes to Ursa Furiosa to integrate it with the unbreakable aspect have yet to encourage significant use. So we want to lean further into supporting Unbreakable by changing the energy return by blocking with Unbreakable to be grenade energy. Okay. Blocking damage with Unbreakable now returns grenade energy instead of super energy. Ah, man, I don't know if I like that right off the bat. Okay. Grenade energy is returned at the end of Unbreakable and is scaled based on the amount of damage you blocked with it. Okay. I don't know if I like that either. Okay. Let me see if I'm understanding this right. Grenade energy is returned at the end of Unbreakable. So does that mean you don't know how much energy you're getting back until you either turn off Unbreakable or until your shield is broken? Or maybe they'll give you like a little gray bar indicator of how much energy you've accumulated so far. I hope it's the latter, because it would suck to use your Unbreakable and not know how much grenade energy you're getting as you're doing it. It's hard to tell what they're going to do with that. But it's scaled based on the amount of damage you've blocked with it. Okay. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, it'll let you use your grenade more often, or it'll even let you use Unbreakable more often, but not having regenerating super energy. I wish they would just let you do both. I don't think that's too broken to let Unbreakable regen grenade energy and super energy. That would have been nice, but okay. So this is different. I'm going to have to mess around with this for a little bit. And this is one of the exotics that I did enjoy using. This one, Kepri's Horn, I didn't really use, but let's see what they did to it. Kepri's Horn is getting a glow up. It will still causes your barricade. I think that's a typo. It still causes your barricade to emit waves of damaging solar energy. But with this update, they have been significantly enhanced. Now sends out 3 waves of flame instead of just 1. Okay. Well, that sounds good so far. These waves no longer return towards the barricade. They only travel outwards once. Okay, it's kind of a shame, but okay, what else is going on? Tracking on the waves has been enhanced. Okay, good. Combatants damaged by these waves are enveloped in a sunspot. Players are enveloped if they are defeated. Okay. So you can now create sunspots with this exotic. That's pretty cool. Now requires a solar super to be equipped to create the flame waves from the barricade. Okay. Man, I wish they wouldn't put these restrictions on these exotics. They're already so limited. It sucks that now, you can only use it on a solar super, but all right, it is what it is for now. These are good buffs all around. So now 3 waves instead of 1. Better tracking on each wave. And any combatants damaged are enveloped in a sunspot. Okay. I think I would definitely try this out, especially if there's a way to buff the amount of damage that the waves of flame create. If you can buff that damage somehow. I'll have to think about that for a little bit, but okay. That's enough for me to try this out. So far, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and I think I'm willing to try all 4 of these just because of the changes. They seem interesting to me. They're not amazing. They're just pretty good so far. I haven't seen anything that's like, oh wow, I can't believe they did that. But okay, that was Kepri's Horn. Let's jump over to an insurmountable skull fort. I don't think I've ever used this exotic. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever used this one. Okay. As difficulty goes up, skull fort can feel overly punishing when you fail to land the final blow its perk demands. To alleviate this issue, we are extending its effect to grant partial refunds from any melee attack to help rebuild that crucial momentum. Now grants energy to arc melee abilities when hitting targets with any melee attack. Okay. Amount granted varies based on the melee used. From most to least energy granted. Powered melees, non-glaive, unpowered melees while knockout is active, and unpowered melees including glaives. Insurmountable skull fart. Man, I need to just even see what that is. Oh, it's okay. I have used this one, not in a serious build, just to mess around. This is where when you killed an enemy with a melee attack, with an arc melee, you would refund energy and health, right? Okay, so what are they saying now? So you don't even have to kill an enemy. You just hit them with the melee attack, and you get energy back. And now you get more energy from powered melees and the non-glaive unpowered melees while knockout is active. Okay, and then just unpowered melees including glaives. Okay, got it. So you no longer have to kill an enemy in order to get the refund on the melee energy. You can just, as long as you're dealing damage, it's enough to get a little bit back. Gotcha. Okay. That's a buff. It's not incredible, but I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. Next. Spirit of the Bear. Spirit of the Bear has inherited the changes made to Ursa Furiosa. Okay. Spirit of the Horn. Spirit of the Horn has inherited the changes made to Kepri's Corn. On Thruster, Spirit of the Horn would now emit 4 waves in an X pattern. What the heck? Trying to think how that's going to work. Okay. 4 waves, in 4 different directions away from you? What does that mean? I actually want to try that out and see what that looks like. Well, now emit 4 waves in an X pattern. All right. So yeah, these are okay changes. I wish they would have done more drastic things to these exotics. They're enough for me to be curious and want to try them out to see how they feel. But I was hoping for a little bit more, but that's fine. Let's just go to Warlock now and see what they've changed for Warlock.